So yesterday, my little sister walked up to me, right? She's like a teenager and all that. So she told me that, do I know this guy? And I was like, who is that? So she showed me the picture of one random guy that's also a teenager and all that. And she explained that he was a church member, right? It's like we go to the same church. And I was like, okay. And I looked at the picture again, trying to see if I've seen this person before, but I couldn't really, like, I don't know this person. And she was like, the guy is dead. The guy died like a few days ago, yesterday night or something. As of the time she told me, right? And that was, like, if I'm being brutally honest, I didn't really care, right? It's like, obviously, it's not like to say I'm happy that, like, very sad and tragic, but like, it doesn't really affect me, like, I didn't even know the guy. The guy is not like related to me or anything. But the thing that made me feel sad again was I realized the guy was 19. I think he was 19 when he died. So what killed him? I don't know. They said he had like disease or something like that. Like he was sick. So he eventually passed away, which is very very sad. Like it's like that's just insane. But it's made me think because I don't know about you, but for me at least, death is one thing that gets me thinking a lot. Right? Like it's one of those moments that literally make me take a step back and just look at everything I've been doing. And the debts might not even necessarily be, it's no obviously not my debts, but more like death of family or friends or just people around, right? And I realized that doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't even matter. Like all these day-to-day things that we are stressing about and running up and down and doing this and doing that, like all for what? So at the end of the day, all for what? I didn't know this kid, and it's good to rest in peace. I'm just trying to imagine what the family will be going through right now. But imagine him being stressed about school, right? Because since he was a teenager, school is probably like a big part of his life, right? He's really stressed about all his assignments and all his tests and all his projects, and maybe his like classmates they are doing better than him. They were like much smarter, and he's not able to pass the maths, and he can't get a good score. And his mother is always yelling at him that, oh, why can't you be more like your cousin? Your cousin is very smart. This, like all that for us, right? Like where is it all right now? Doesn't even like none of it matters. And I remember when back in 2021, yeah, that's crazy. It's already a while ago. Back in 2021, something similar like this still happened. Like we still had a church member that died. So at that time, though, Mia was 18, 19. So the guy that died, so he was still around that age range. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, it doesn't even matter, right? It's like everything the guy, because I think at the time the guy was, just wrote exam to get into like university or something like that. And I think he passed, or I can't really remember, but it's like all that didn't even matter, right? And I'm sure this guy would have had big goals, big dreams, wild expectations like most young people do, right? But just for his life to be cut short so fast. So I think I'm trying to pass two messages across here. The first one is, nothing really matters at the end of the day. Like, no matter how stressed, how sad, how angry, how happy you get, so whatever. Right? I think maybe you should just always keep it at the back of your mind, especially when you're going through like something really hard or tragic or whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, honestly, if I died right now, if I died tomorrow, if I died like the time now is like 9 p.m., like 9:30 p.m. as I'm recording this. If I go and sleep this night and just don't wake up tomorrow, like everything, this video wouldn't even matter, right? Like everything I've done today wouldn't matter. Everything I've done in my lifetime wouldn't matter. Everything I felt proud of, everything I felt ashamed about, everything I felt disgusted, everything like it just doesn't like it doesn't count, right? So like we shouldn't take things super seriously, right? Like you shouldn't let things just want to bring you down so bad and destroy you and whatever, right? But I think the second lesson there and probably more important one is remember the clock is ticking, right? It's like I don't know why we all have this false sense of delusion that we are all going to live to our good old age. I don't know about this kid, but I'm sure when he was alive, if I had asked him, let's just say 6 months ago, I don't know how long he had his sickness before he died. Let's just assume 6 months ago, right? He was healthy, happy, nothing wrong with him. And I asked him, how long do you think he will live? He definitely would not say 6 months, right? Like if I ask him, from counting from today, like when do you think he will die? He won't tell me 6 months later, right? He won't say 1 year later. He will probably say, oh, I'm going to live till 80, 90, 100 years old, 120 years old. Like, that's what everybody says. So I don't know why we all have this delusional belief that we are all going to live that long when we don't even know, right? It's like, obviously the prayer and the hope is that we do live that long, but it's like we don't know, right? Like I said earlier, I could go and sleep this night and just not wake up tomorrow. And it means my own time is already up. Like, I'm done. Right? And same thing with you, God forbid. That's what we all say, God forbid. But you could go to like you could be going to school tomorrow or to work and get into an accident and die. That's it. You could go to the market to buy something and some guys just start shooting guns and even though you're not even part of like you're not the person they are chasing or the person that was shooting, but a bullet just hits you and you die. Right? It doesn't even like like everything could end that fast. Like everything could just stop that sudden. Like right, like you could literally fall sick today, right? Maybe you just start to feel really weird and you go to the hospital and they tell you have cancer and it's like stage 3 or like really deadly. Like you basically can't do anything, you're going to die. And all of a sudden you're thinking, oh, I'm going to live to 100 years old. Like it's done, right? So I think maybe we should grow bigger pair of balls. So it's so wrong to say, but seriously, honestly, I think we should grow bigger pair of balls. Whether you're a girl or a guy, you need bigger balls because a lot of us, when we want to do a lot of the bold ideas we have, we always get like one of the things that holds us back is like family and just societal expectation. Not even just family is one of these, but just societal expectation, right? Like for example, just like that guy, if when he was a teenager, it's just expected that you're supposed to be in school, right? But if that guy could have seen the future, somehow, some way, he had a dream, and so that 6 months later he was going to die, right? So I assume this was 6 months ago. Do you think he will still just be going to school like every day, like a normal person? No, fuck no, of course not. Right? If I could see the future and they tell me this time next year I'm going to die, do you think I'm just going to, I'll just keep working my job and just keep, doing the, like, of course not. I'm going to double down and, like, I'll take different sets of actions. So I think it's pretty stupid that we don't know, like, everybody, every single one of us, we all have a timer that's just ticking on our forehead. It's just, none of us can see the timer. So I might be lucky that, my own is actually up to 100 years, but at the same time, I might be very unlucky that I have just few days left and I won't even know. So it's like, do you want to really take that bet and assume you have up to 100 years just for your life to be cut short with few days, or you want to just assume you have few days left, then be surprised that you actually have 100 years left. And by the way, I don't think this does not mean you should go and do something drastically stupid or chaotic that you completely wreck your life and destroy your chances of success or whatever, because like, oh, I'm going to die anyway. Right? It's like it's just like that type of stuff that they'll say maybe, oh, the world is going to end, and everybody will start stealing shit and the whole world will like turn upside down, like riots, people break into stores, people start like raping people, stuff. Fuck. So obviously don't go and do fucked up stuff like that, right? But like, remember that you're not immortal, like you're not a god. You're not trying to think of somebody that could not die. You're not like a vampire. You're not I'm trying to think of someone that was immortal. All those gods, those Greek god stories, like Zeus or whatever. Like you're not immortal. You could die, and anything could kill you. And another thing I've noticed also is the human body is too fragile. Like I have dogs here, right? It's like I don't know if you heard them barking just now. And there was this time I'm lighting like a fire, right? So the fire is like lighting, and those small like sparks things that will now like spark then so like land is like well, I say ashes, like hot ashes. Maybe that's the best way I can describe it. So those hot ashes, they filled up the air, and one of it fell on my skin, and it's kind of burned. Ouch! And it fell on the dog, and the dog didn't even feel it. And then it's made me realize that dogs' body is like tough. Obviously, they're not even like the toughest, but like their body is really tough. Me as a human, my skin is like fragile as fuck. Right? It's like any small thing I could literally injure, I could fall sick, I could die. Right? Like my dogs, there was a time they literally battled a snake, and another crazy one. Right? A scorpion has literally stung one of my dogs, and he just like shrugged it off. Like, like it was that crazy. Like a black scorpion stung this dog, and he just kept living his life, right? But you as a human, if a scorpion stings you, you're not just going to go like, especially if it's a deadly scorpion, you're going to die, right? So the point I'm trying to make is like you are incredibly fragile. Like humans are one of like the most weakest, fragile creatures in the world. Like anything could kill you at any time. So like living life like you have 9 lives, right? It's like as if like, oh, I'm going to live to 100 guaranteed. Like that is pretty retarded. So it's just like whatever goals you have, whatever dreams you have, whatever vision, like it's no better time to start chasing those ship down right now. This kid, I don't know, like I said, may so rest in peace, but he doesn't have the opportunity anymore. No matter how bad he would like love to chase his dream or do whatever, he had his time. His time was just 19 years. That was how long he was given. He had his chance, but he didn't do it. So you don't know how long you're giving. Obviously, I'm older than 19. I'm like almost 23 at this point. But I don't know if I'm going to die 23 and a half. I don't know if I'm going to die by 24. I don't even know if I'm going to die before 23, right? So it's like the time you have, you want to use it to the best of your ability. So that's least your existence will be kind of worth something. Yeah, if that was valuable to you, well, I don't know. At least to me, it's kind of valuable. I would like my existence to be worth something.